The MK Party, the political party launched by former President Jacob Zuma in December 2023, is shaping up to be the biggest story of these elections. The party has been embroiled in legal chaos since its inception. Disputes over its name, which it effectively stole from the ANC's armed wing, disputes over its leadership, with a battle between Jacob Zuma and the former leader Jabulani Kumalo, and then, of course, a battle about Jacob Zuma's eligibility to stand for the National Assembly. But despite the levels of disarray, despite the fact that nobody is quite sure who this party will send to Parliament, who their provincial premier candidates will be, it is clear that large numbers of voters have, in fact, felt very positively about what the MK Party is offering. The issue is that when you look at what the MK Party manifesto actually says, its policies are pretty out there, even by the standards of this election, which has seen a kind of glut of smaller parties campaigning on openly anti-constitutional platforms. The party, for instance, wants to nationalize all banks and large insurance companies. It wants to nationalize all land and put it under the control of the state and a traditional custodianship system. That part has raised concerns even among people who enthusiastically support expropriation without compensation, because the example of the Ingonyama Trust in KZN shows how quickly this can become a kind of oppressive feudal system. It has other extremely conservative policies. Age 18, it would like to see every young person in South Africa sign up for compulsory military service. It isn't actually the only party which wants to see this. It would also nationalize all the major mines, and it opposes moving away from coal. It wants to renew Eskom's coal fleet, and it wants to pursue nuclear energy with renewed vigor. No surprise, given that former President Jacob Zuma was the main champion of South Africa's almost crippling deal with Russia over the nuclear power. But perhaps most concerning are its views on the Constitution. It is avowedly anti-constitutional. It would like to hold a referendum in favor of scrapping the Constitution. It has railed against the judiciary and specifically the Constitutional Court. It says that 11 unelected individuals should not have the power to determine the lives of 60 million plus South Africans. These policies are concerning for many of us, and that in combination with the figure of former President Jacob Zuma, who is kind of assumed to be a spent political force, has meant that arguably analysts, commentators, the chattering classes have not taken the MK Party as seriously as perhaps we should have. But with the MK Party having easily reached six-figure votes at this time, which is 147 on the day after voting, there is every indication that they are going to be able to command fairly significant support in parts all over the country. This is the story to watch.